guys, happy Thursday. It is a I don't know what I was trying to say. Book club review day. So we are reviewing the book that we read, which was Sugar and Snow by Irene Davis. I just realized when I watched Charmaine's video that is an indie author, which means she's self-published. That is absolutely amazing. I guess Charmaine reached out to her, told her that we were reviewing the book, so she may be watching these. Who knows? I really, really enjoyed it. And this is coming from somebody who has never knew anything about the Nutcracker. I have never watched a Nutcracker movie. I have never seen the play. Nothing. I just knew it was a cute little decoration on Christmas that could crack nuts. If you guys, it's a little bit of a tangent, but if you guys watch my Vlogmas, I think it was very early on, like day 3 or 4, me and Joe went to a water fire event in Providence, Rhode Island, and they had the Nutcracker there to take photos, and I was very confused because there was this ugly looking rat thing on the side of him, and I was like, what the hell is that? And Joe was like, I don't know, must be in the Nutcracker, because it was him, and it was the rat thing and the Nutcracker, and I said, that thing's scary, the hell? So I literally Googled it, and I was like, oh, okay, apparently there's a Mouse King in the Nutcracker. Like, I had no idea. So that is literally as much knowledge as I knew going into this, but I really, really liked it. I kind of wish I had read it during Christmas time to be more the vibes. It was December's read, I believe, but we're now leaking into January. We've been a little behind, but we're on the final video for this book, and then we start a whole new book next week, so check out the reveal for that. Well, it's not really a reveal because we already decided we are reading Odd Thomas for January into February, because you guys have been asking for that book for a while now. It's gone in every single book club poll, and it always just loses by like 1%. So we're finally going to read it. I'm going to start it like ASAP, because I looked it up the other day, and that book is over 400 pages, and I have a lot going on right now in my college class. I'm feeling super overwhelmed. So yeah, I need to pick that up ASAP. It'll be my first Dean Koontz book. But anyway, so let's get into these questions. I believe there's 9 of them. So number 1 is, and I kind of already answered it. Did you know the story of the Nutcracker before reading Sugar or Snow? And I answered it. No, I knew absolutely nothing. I was so confused when I saw that rat thing at the water fire event. I was like, what the hell is that? So I knew nothing. Number 2, what did you think of the retelling style? I can't compare it to like the original Nutcracker. So that's kind of a hard one to answer. All I can basically tell you is I enjoyed the book, but now I kind of do want to watch the movie. So our last question is always where we cast the characters. And to be honest, I never really like imagined people. There's only like one person I imagined, 1 or 2, and we'll talk about it when I get there. But the rest were kind of just like figments of my imagination. I don't know. I just had like wasn't like I was imagining more the land around them, because it was very descriptive, which I loved, like the pink rose lake, the swans, the gumdrops, but I never really imagined the characters as much. But anyway, I want to watch the movie now, because I am very curious what like the original Nutcracker is, and I feel like I could answer that question better, because is the original Nutcracker like the original story when Marie goes to the Kingdom of the Dolls the first time? I don't know. So I'm just going to leave that at that, because I really don't know how else to answer that question, other than I did enjoy the book. 3, what was your favorite part of the book and least favorite? Like I said, I loved all the descriptions. When they go into the Kingdom of the Dolls and they're on the boat that the Godfather built, so it literally has to be cranked, and then they realize that the crank stopped. And it's just so descriptive, and like the Pinkwater Lake, and like how she's able to just pull things and eat, and everything is edible around them, and how even the castle is built out of like kind of, like almost Hansel and Gretel. That is probably like my favorite part, is just like the journey to the dolls and how they got there. I liked a little bit of the romance too, and you guys know I love romance. My least favorite part, I mean, there are some parts that are a little confusing. I think if I had maybe watched the original Nutcracker first or knew about it, maybe it would have been a little easier to follow. Like everybody was Drosselmeyer. It was like Drosselmeyer Lang, Godfather Drosselmeyer, Herr Drosselmeyer. What is Drosselmeyer? Is that like Can't be a last name because Lang's not related to them. So is that like a title? I know I read a little bit at the end of the book. The author talks about how she did research, because the Nutcracker I think is originally from like Germany. So she did research because she wanted to use the right terms from like Germany. So I'm gonna guess that. And like even it talks about like the Imperial Army and like some parts I was a little lost. So I guess those would be like my least favorite parts. But overall it was a good book and I did basically understand the premise of the book. Number 4, what surprised you most about the book? I guess that she ended up with Lang, which I guess not really a surprise because I kind of saw it coming. But it's so funny because in the beginning of the book, she keeps talking about how she's waiting for her Nutcracker. And you always think like the Nutcracker is the main character. But really, in this book at least, I don't know if the original's like that. He really isn't the main character. And I guess that's why it's called Sugar and Snow and not the Nutcracker, because he's barely in the book. It's mostly about Marie and Lang. That's kind of what surprised me. I thought there was going to be a lot more of the actual Nutcracker. Number 5, how did the setting impact the story? The setting is, I don't know, is it based in Germany? I don't even know. My favorite setting is obviously the Kingdom of Dolls. That definitely impacts the story because she has to use a lot of like specific language to describe everything that is around them. It's almost like a little bit magical. So that definitely impacts the story. I think the story is definitely based on older times too, maybe because the Nutcracker is originally from like, I don't know, like a really long time ago. So because she talks about like the last scene, it's like New Year's Eve and they're going to see what their year is about and they're like pouring the lead. Like I was like, what is that? I'm like, oh, that must be like a German tradition. Like every nationality, ethnicity has their traditions. And then when I read the part with the author at the end, she even said how like they don't use lead anymore because it can be poisoning and they use something else. So, she did like a warning on it. So it's like, so that is definitely like the setting, the old-timey European, part of the story, which I guess makes sense with the Drosselmeer and the army and you're definitely in a different place even before they get to the Kingdom of the Dolls. Never mind the Kingdom of the Dolls, that's a whole like other realm. Number 6, what did you think of the romance? I liked it a lot. I think it was like kind of perfect. It was just like, it wasn't too much, it was like just enough. You could, you had a feeling they were going to end up together, but it wasn't like instant love, and you guys, this is coming from somebody who reads a lot of romance tropes. It wasn't like, I guess it is a little bit of enemies to lovers actually, because he used to be her nightmares at night. It's kind of crazy. And then when she realizes he can still he used to be a mouse, and then he can still transform to be a mouse and still transform to be a hawk. It doesn't change the way she feels about him, the way she sees him, and he's even amazed by her by that. He really thought when she saw his true form that he wouldn't like be attractive to her anymore, and she even says, no, you are a man. I really liked the way the romance was done, honestly. That's basically all I can say about that. You guys know I love romance. It is like my favorite genre to read, so I was glad this book had a little bit of romance in that. I have a feeling that Dean Koontz isn't gonna have any, but I'll get through it. Number 7, are there any areas you wish the author had elaborated further upon? I guess that kind of connects to number 5 about the setting. Unless I missed it, did she ever actually say they were in Germany? Like, maybe that's something that she could have elaborated on a little bit more. She also could have put, like, the year. Maybe she didn't want to because she wanted to be a little vague. But I didn't realize I was, like, in olden times at first. I was just like, is this just how they're supposed to talk? You know what I mean? Like, so, but then when I'm, like, hearing the lead and stuff, I'm like, that has to be olden times. So they wouldn't do that now. And that's, like, at the very end of the book. Well, even, like, the Imperial Army, I'm like, oh, is this current time and just she wants Germany to be fighting a war? Or is this past time? So that's something that definitely could have been done a little bit more. Maybe some more, about the timing of when the story is taking place. Number 8, what did you think of the ending? Now, I need to think back because my ebook, because I got it on Kindle, had the beginning of Hawk and Hound, and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, but not not really, because that's not the ending of Sugar and Ice. I mean Sugar and Snow. Probably should have looked at the ending quick. I believe it ends, and I just finished this. I believe, because now I'm confusing it with Hawk and Hound, because there is it is a series. There's 3 of them. I believe it ends with Lang has to leave along with her brother Fritz because they're going off to train for the army or whatever it is, and it says that he'll be back in the spring, and everything's kind of resolved. Well, you don't really know what happened to her godfather. You know he's dead, but you're wondering there's no body because he turned into a mouse. So you wonder what her family's going to think about that. You know that her sister wants to have another baby, but it is all kind of wrapped up because her niece is home, Clara is home, and all is good in the neighborhood. I don't know what I was trying to say with that. I'm losing my train of thought here because I was like, yeah, Clara's the niece, right? I'm like all over the place right now. I'm thinking about all the things I got to be doing. But yeah, I liked the ending. I like that little bit of a suspense with Hawk and Hound. If you guys read that extra scene, it now made me want to read the next book. So I looked. It's $3.99 on Kindle. I'm probably going to do that, but not anytime soon as much as I want to. Sadly, I have to read more boring things for school. But I did like the ending. I feel like it kind of wrapped up things nicely. I just kind of wonder, what are the people going to think about The Godfather? Number 9, casting the characters. So the only person where I really thought of somebody was Godfather Drosselmeyer, because I think it talks about him having an eye patch and how he likes attention, or he wouldn't wear his yellow frock. And the only person I could literally think of, and it doesn't even make sense because he doesn't wear an eye patch, but I couldn't help. I was like, this is literally who I thought of, was the pirate in Hook. And I think it's still very fitting. He wears the fancy pirate uniform. He definitely likes being the center of attention. He has the hook. He's very dramatic, which Godfather Drosselmeyer is like. And that is played by Dustin Hoffman. I didn't even know that until I just looked it up. I always think of him as the father from Meet the Fockers. But yeah, so that is who I thought of. And then, for what's his name? Herr Drosselmeyer? That's so weird to me. It's not even really a name. But he is who the Nutcracker is supposed to be. Because he is supposed to be a doll, some of you guys are going to think this is silly, but I literally thought of Ryan Gosling because he plays Ken in the newer Barbie movies. And she does talk about him being attractive and stuff like that when he turns into his real form. But she mentions that he looks kind of young, and Ryan Gosling can look young when he doesn't have facial hair. I think he definitely looked really young as Ken. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole of Barbie because that was just on my time frame, in my mind. So I thought of, for Marie, I thought of oh my God, I can't even say her name. The main girl from Barbie. Which her name is, I don't even know. Hold on. Margot Robbie? Yeah, right? Yeah, Margot Robbie. This beautiful young woman here. This is who I thought of for Marie. And then we have, I should have probably gone down the list because I feel like I'm jumping all over the place. But I just want you to know where my thoughts were going. And then for Trudy, so then I said, I ended up looking up the movie of the Nutcracker, and Keira Knightley is in the movie. I think she plays the Plum Fairy, but I figured she would be a good Trudy, so Keira Knightley for Trudy. Then for Clara, excuse me, I thought of, and don't ask me why, Twilight's kind of been on my mind right now. I feel like I just saw, I think it was ColourPop came out with the Twilight collection. So I thought of the little girl, I don't even know her name, so I guess we're going to look it up, that plays Bella Swan's daughter in the last movie. Let me see. Renesmee. Yeah, right here. And who is she played by? Does it say? Oh, maybe I should do cast. It's only showing me the book. It just says Renesmee with like a picture of her, but I want like Mackenzie Foy says a child model and actress best known for playing Renesmee. So that is, she's probably older now though, so I don't even know if she'd be appropriate enough to play Clara. But I thought of like younger her when I was reading the book. And then who's left on here? Lieutenant Lang and Fritz. So I had 2 people picked out, and now I just like totally lost my train of thought for it. Lieutenant Lang. No, wasn't Lieutenant Lang? No. Her Drosselmeyer was Ryan Gosling. Lieutenant Lang, I have no idea. Who was the other one? Fritz. I have no idea. 2 male actors. I'm trying to think who just comes off the top of my head. Because like I said, I just kept imagining the setting around them. Not so much like the characters themselves. I don't know why that is, but I really didn't like think of them. I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'm sorry, guys. But nothing's just coming to mind right now. And I need to get off because I need to get some assignments done for school. You guys let me know who you would have casted as the characters. What you thought of the book. Are you joining us for Odd Thomas? Go check out my friend Charmaine. She's probably a little more better prepared for this one. Because I feel like I'm all over the place today. But just who I am today. Sometimes we're on and sometimes we're off. And today I'm a little bit off. I literally was like, oh, I'm all set. I have all the people. And now I'm over here like, I forgot about Lang. And that's like the main person. Maybe I just so focused on Ryan Gosling because he's so sexy. I don't know. Orlando Bloom. There you go. I don't even think he's the fitting age anymore. But I guess what I'm thinking of Keira Knightley, and that was her love interest in Keira Knightley. Oh, and for Fritz, that's right. For Fritz, I had thought of Robert Pattinson. And don't ask me why, but Fritz is like a very like he wants to protect his sister and her virtue, because this is like old-fashioned times. That's some things you can kind of pick up on as you're reading the book, because, you know, she shouldn't be with a man alone. She shouldn't be like strapped to on a horse with a man. Like now, no one will give a shit about that. But I guess back in the day. So, and Robert Pattinson's character, Edward Cullen, was very always like wanting to save Bella's virtue. That's why he wanted her to stay human. Or if they were gonna be together, they had to be married, like all those things. I literally thought of Robert Pattinson for that. For Lang, literally, I am like, I don't know, Orlando Bloom, I guess. I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna just keep going on. Like I said, go check out my friend Charmaine. She's definitely better at like listing the characters. Me, not so much. I guess that's it for this video. This hot mess of a video. Book club videos are every Thursday. I will link the Facebook group down below if you want to join us over there. Tomorrow will be a vlog. You guys seem to be really loving the vlogs. Saturday will be my outfits of the week, so it's my plus size fashion content that you guys also seem to be loving. Sunday, I usually do self-care Sunday, or I take a break for self-care. And Mondays and Tuesdays, as of right now, will be unboxings and hauls. It might change. And then Wednesday on What's Up Wednesday is different every week. This Wednesday, I just filmed it. You'll be able to tell because I'm like in the same spot. Like, I think that's what would throw me off too. I'm used to seeing the bookshelves behind me, but I'm just comfy on the couch and I don't feel like moving. But if you want to watch yesterday's What's Up Wednesday, especially if you're a FabFitFun subscriber, we go into the spoilers, go into some details. I ask you guys for help. Kind of just like a FabFitFun chat. You guys can help me decide what I should pick. You guys let me know what you're picking. But that is kind of what's going on this week. That is it for this video. All the links will be down below, including Charmaine, the Facebook group. If you like the video, you like me, you like Charmaine, you like book club, give the video a thumbs up. It helps push us out into the YouTube algorithm. Definitely consider joining the Facebook group. And like I said, comment down below if you joined us this month, what you thought of the book. If you want to answer any of the questions, are you joining us next month? Keep saying, but that's it for this video, guys. Be safe.